Caleb Scherer, Paul Muller, Austin Collins. They're on your right. Kevin Lunn, Christian Spangle, not Spangle, Spangle, and Katrik Patel on your lefts. Good sportsmanship. We're underway. It's an Underground Sea and a Ponder.
Wow, classic. Classic Caleb Scherer. It looks like we see a Thoughtseize in the top cards of his deck. So it looks like he has made that transition. I like it.
You think Caleb and Paul just argue about who gets to play the modern one, who gets to play the legacy one?
Oh, no. Caleb has probably, 500 more hours of playing the legacy version than Paul. And I think Caleb is likely a better Storm pilot in both instances, but Paul is a close second in modern.
Yeah.
Maybe a close second in legacy as well. We haven't seen him play enough legacy to actually know.
I haven't seen Paul play a ton of legacy Storm. Obviously, that's his deck of choice there too. But I know he plays Storm in both formats, just like Caleb is. Here's a Birds of Paradise, very fair Birds of Paradise.
It's just was that Hanson?
Huh?
God. You're welcome, Twitch chat. Now you're going to be humming that all day.
Boy. Hanson has a lot of good songs. That is definitely not one of them.
Yeah, but it was their first hit song.
I know.
Total Request Live.
What a show. Much music.
Carson Daly.
That's his name. Where you get, your 34 seconds of a song, and you're just like, yes! Oh, my gosh.
The top 10 they usually played, I would say 80% of the song, maybe 90.
They got real loose about that after a while.
That's true.
Like songs 10 through 7, you got the second verse and the chorus, and they're just like, we got to go to commercial. We got to sell some ads. Here's a Duress.
Yeah, Caleb here doing his thing, making sure the coast is clear to go off soon. Obviously, Duress not great against Bant Maverick because their disruption pieces are creatures that stick on the battlefield. Things like Thalia Garden of Thraben, maybe a Singleton Gaddock to find off of a Green Sun Zenith. Leavold also being a very big deal in the matchup because it shuts off all of their cantripping effects like Brainstorm and Ponder.
Swords of Paradise going to bite the dust. Doesn't matter all that much. You can see Kevin's hand is not particularly good, but it does have a Thalia in it, and that I think is the most important thing. Though I think we might just oh, no, we're not done. Caleb just wants to get the cards out of his hand. Never mind.
Yeah, so you sit down across from Caleb Scherer, and you have a Thalia in your opening hand. You're keeping it.
Yeah, it's kind of just the rule. Yeah. No matter what format.
Yeah, Caleb very, very smartly, I think, playing out his two artifacts here. He's not looking to generate exactly 10 Storm with these free cards. Wants to make sure that the turn where he tries to combo off, he's able to have enough mana not only to find maybe a way to interact with the Thalia, but maybe to just have enough mana to power through it.
We're going to head back over to Caleb now. He's got a Dark Ritual in hand. Play another land here in Swamp. Play Duress again. The hand stinks. There's a Dark Depths in there, though.
Sure is.
Well, that's one piece to the puzzle. And Kevin's going to sacrifice a fetch land, likely search up some sort of dual land.
Probably Dryad Arbor, just to shorten the clock a bit, would be my guess.
You think there is a Dryad Arbor in here? Yeah, it's just one of everything.
Every Green Sun Zenith deck needs at least one Dryad Arbor. You have to have that versatility with the card.
That's true.
It's also very good if you're playing equipment, and he is playing Stoneforge Mystic, being able to fetch up a body to suit up an Umzao's Jete.
There's a Jete and a Sword of Fire and Ice, but there's no Batterskull.
I mean, I think that's reasonable. Your life total isn't under immense pressure in this format for the most part. And Jete and Sword of Fire and Ice both have the ability to kill creatures and are fine draws without Stoneforge Mystic. So it makes a lot of sense. Get that black die out of here.
Dark Depths with mismatched dice.
With the cookies and cream dice.
Yeah, we're going to have to. There we go. I really want some cookies and cream.
Oh, me too. Always.
Yeah. Always, huh? I actually, yesterday, just full disclosure, at midnight, I went to the Cheesecake Factory and got a milkshake.
I was asleep by 9 p.m. yesterday.
I got a milkshake, but it was a wasteland. So this is a bit of a stand-up bit that I'm doing. Do you know how many calories a cookies and cream milkshake is at Cheesecake Factory?
I would guess roughly 1,200.
It's 15.
Okay.
What is in there?
Fat.
That is 1,500 calories.
Have you ever had good ice cream before?
I have.
Also, If I'm not mistaken, doesn't Cheesecake Factory put like a whole slice of cheesecake in the milkshakes?
I don't think that's true. I really hope that's not true.
I mean, that would make sense. They're the Cheesecake Factory.
Well, I don't run the business. I mean, you're not wrong. It would make sense.
Yeah.
I really hope it's not true, though.
I don't know. Wow, that Abrupt Decay taking care of the Lion's Eye Diamond, the Wasteland. The mana denial is actually starting to pile up here. Caleb's going to need to find either a way to get rid of Thalia or just a bunch more artifact pieces that can sit on the battlefield while, he looks for his combo pieces.
Fortunately, Caleb's got some life to work with, but if he has to go through Ad Nauseam, this is bad news. Now, I think he may have just found Ad Nauseam. Yep, he did. It looks like he might be putting that back.
Just costs too much mana.
Yep.
I got to say, the Abrupt Decay on the LED might have just sealed the deal.
Brainstorm's unresolving. What is this now? Preordained. Okay, so he's just going to put the top 2 cards at the bottom. Yep, right away. Draw a card.
I've played Maverick for a long time. I don't think I ever lost a game against Storm with Athalia being cast from my side. A lot of times it got stripped with Cabal Therapy. A lot of times I died before I could cast it.
Sure.
But once it hits the battlefield, especially in Game 1, I don't even think Caleb has a way to get it off the table. But at the same time, he could just figure out a way to wait.
Light of Old concede. We're done. We're done.
Okay.
We're done.
All
Kevin
right.
Lunn going to win game number 1 here over Caleb Scherer. Bant Maverick up a game over Storm. The power of Thalia compels you as we go to the sideboard here. We'll start with Caleb. 2 Flusterstorm, 2 Hercules Recall, 2 Echoing Truth, 2 Surgical Extraction, 2 Abrupt Decay, 2 Chrome Mox, a Duress, an Empty the Warrens, and a Xantid Swarm. So you were a Maverick player.
100%.
Which of these cards would you be preparing for?
Ways to get your disruptive pieces off the battlefield. I never really splashed black or blue in my Maverick decks, maybe once or twice. So I don't really know how these other cards affect this particular matchup. For example, Surgical Extraction, I don't know if I would bring that card in. It's okay, but if you're able to, take away something like Infernal Tutor or Lion's Eye Diamond, but you have to do it early, and you don't have discard spells, so Surgical Extraction is not nearly as good. I think people board in Surgical Extraction too much, which could be problematic, for Kevin if he brings it in. Just it might not end up doing anything at all. But the Maverick deck does have kind of dead cards like Xantid Swarm, Swords of Plowshares can only really target like Xantid Swarm or whatever. He has a lot of dead cards, so I think Caleb just needs to be prepared for permanence. That means Echoing Truth. That means Abrupt Decay. I think he also might want Empty the Warrens.
I kind of like that.
And I think he just wants to get cards like Duress out of his deck.
Well, for Kevin's side, 3 Surgicals, 3 Zealous Persecution, 3 Containment Priests, 2 Pith and Needle, 2 Choke, Reclamation Sage, and a Gaddock Teague. I think Gaddock Teague is an easy one to board in.
Yeah, Gaddock Teague is slam dunk. It turns off Ad Nauseam and Pass and Flames. Those are the 2 cards that Storm uses to go ballistic once it gets a bunch of mana. I think that Reclamation Sage is okay. If he gets a Thalia down, there's a chance that Caleb, again, wants to just play out his artifacts. And something like Rec Sage could blow up, the Lion's Eye Diamond, which could be a big deal. I think Choke's okay. You just want to go full mana denial. You could also maybe argue for bringing in Zealous Persecution just to deal with Empty the Warrens.
Well, these players are just about done sideboarding, and while they do finish up, we are going to talk about StarCityGames.com Game Night, the very popular promotion that you can bring it to your local store and get some fun pins and tokens every week in August. Order of the First Cheese. That is a mouse riding a cat.
You can't see my face right now, but I love it.
Because you have cats. How many? You 4 now?
Yeah.
How many mice?
Well, clearly not, because I have 4 cats.
Good point. Let's go to September. Let's go to September, where we've got some garden tendencies. A good time for a panda to take care of the garden. And now, last in October, I don't know if I've seen this one before.
Did you say that was a panda? No, go back. Can we go back to the other slide?
Is that not a panda?
You said it was a panda. That looks like a muskrat or something. I don't.
Is that not a panda?
Is that a panda? I don't think it is.
That looks like a. That looks like a
maybe
panda.
it's a baby panda.
That looks like a
I've
panda
never
to me,
really
Todd.
seen a baby panda.
That's definitely a panda, man.
We've been informed that Ormondale is about to eat the panda.
That sucks. That's too bad, but that happens. Okay, what was October? Heads of the Class. What's going on there? Tiger.
A goat.
Goat eating.
And a dinosaur.
There's a goat eating paper. I like that. You can get these pins and tokens and learn more about this fantastic program at go to starcitygames.com/game night as we get ready here for game number 2 between Kevin Lund and Caleb Scherer.
If your local game store does not have Star City Games Night, you should ask them to sign up.
There you go. That's
Get a lot of great promotional items from Star City Games, depends and tokens and such included. And it's just a great way to generate interest in your local game store scene.
Like it. Like it.
Look, that's why you pay me the medium bucks.
That's right. Medium is accurate.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. I guess you. Yep.
I've been fighting for the big ones for a long time.
We'll get you there. Get you there. Looks like Kevin might be going a little bit lower here. He's October ready. I think it might be a Houston fan. Stinking Astros. Too good.
Yeah, I used to watch the Atlanta Braves when I was young.
They're good, man. They're good again.
I haven't watched a full game of baseball in roughly 18 years.
It's the best background noise.
It's fair.
It's the best.
It's fair.
Just have it on, and then, like, your team might
that
have, like,
means the
2
game's
runs
not
on.
good, right?
No. It's just like baseball is just slow. So, like, if you were just to put all of your attention on a baseball game, that's just weird to me because it's so slow. But unless it's like in a playoff baseball, but like on a lazy July or August day, little day game or just a little night game, like while the sun's going down, it's great. It's actually just one of my favorite things to do.
Look, I'm not trying to alienate, a large portion of our audience.
But you're about to.
No, I'll say I played baseball for roughly 10 years.
Okay.
I watched baseball pretty adamantly with my brother and my dad for most of that time, if not more.
Okay.
But I just like other games better.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't fully tune into a baseball game. It's just like, oh, there's a runner on first and second with 1 out. I'm interested. And then you ground and double play. Okay, I'm less interested.
I mean, that's just good play. That's just good deck building.
I just go back to whatever I was doing.
Yeah.
It's a thought seize. All right, what do we got here? We got a Green Sun Zenith, a Birds of Paradise, another Zenith.
Raminap Excavator, I believe, at the tippy-tip top.
What I don't see is a Thalia.
I don't see a Thalia, but Green Sun for Gaddock is also effective. And it looks like he has multiple Green Sun and the Birds of Paradise to ramp that out on turn 2. So Caleb, unless he has a way to deal with a Gaddock, is going to probably have to try to go off on turn 2.
All right, so he's got multiple Green Suns. We'll see what Caleb ends up taking. Let's say he doesn't take a Green Sun, which I guess he probably just would. Would you Green Sun for an Arbor, or would you play a Birds on turn 1?
Well, if he takes a Green Sun, you have to Bird on turn 1.
Yeah.
So if he takes Bird, then yeah, I go Green Sun for Arbor and then Green Sun for Teague.
All right, well, now it's just play Bird, Green Sun for Teague.
True dat.
That's the line.
Hey, Surgical Extraction. What do you know?
Yeah, you knew that was going to happen.
You want to bet that it doesn't do anything?
No, of course not. I've been watching
bet
Magic for 6 years. No.
Wait, you've only been watching Magic for 6 years?
I've been broadcasting Magic for 6 years.
I mean, I birded matches when I was in the womb.
Do you know how often Surgical Extraction does 0? Basically every time.
I mean, when it's brought in the wrong spots. Like, I think Surgical Extraction in tandem with discard effects could be good against combo decks, But when you're a Maverick deck, like, what are you even looking to take with the Surgical Extraction? I don't actually know.
You can break up Threshold of Cabal Ritual.
Okay.
Maybe.
I mean, you can remove something in response to Pass and Flames.
Yeah.
But they're usually Pass and Flamings when they have an overwhelming amount of things to do with it.
This is true.
So, I don't know.
It's probably better than the other options.
And that is fair. The deck does have a lot of weak tutor effects with Green Sun Zenith, and a lot of removal with like Swords to Plowshares. Stoneforge Mystic and the equipment are not particularly good. So I mean, there's a chance that Surgical ends up being better than one of those cards, but how much better? And is the random creature and maybe equipment that pressure maybe that is more relevant?
Little brainstorm action here for Caleb.
Yeah, it looked like Caleb did have access to Echoing Truth in his hands, as well as Abrupt Decay. Wow. So it looks like he's got the stack against the hate cards from Kevin. So if Kevin is super reliant on those to get the job done, as long as Caleb has a way to actually combo off, he has the tools to break up the disruption.
But Caleb's having difficulty just going off. Wasn't able to do it last game. There's nothing really explosive about what's going on here.
Not yet, but a lot of Storm plays out from the hand. Like he could go LED, Lotus Petal Ritual ad nauseum or whatever, and then the game ends.
That's true. So Caleb's going to write down the contents. Surgical Extraction's the new card that he's seeing with this Thoughtseize. Curious if he wants to take Zenith or Surgical. Now, I'm sure Caleb has beaten Surgical Extractions many times. So, now, especially now that he knows that it's there, not much of a concern.
Now he can just very easily play around it. I feel like Caleb here just well in the driver's seat. He took away both copies of Green Sun Zenith. Now Kevin is just looking for a card off the top that interacts at all. And Caleb has plenty of time as well as answers in hand to deal with it.
There's a Bayou.
Sideboard games are significantly different in this matchup. Like, we saw game 1, a Thalia on turn 2 basically sealed the deal. Here, though, something like a Thalia or a Gaddock is not going to do very much because Caleb not only has access to Echoing Truth, which he can either play on his own turn and then combo off, or to have a little bit more access to more mana, he can wait until the end of Kevin's turn and then untap and do all the same stuff.
It's a Ponder. Preordain among those cards. Lion's Eye Diamond as well.
That's a terrifying one.
Yep, those are both of interest to Caleb, I'm sure.
He may be just looking for something like Infernal Tutor or Ad Nauseam or Past in Flames. I'm not sure exactly what he has in hand. Like I said, Storm plays close to the chest for the most part. They usually have this one big sweeping turn, and unless you have a good look at their hand, you don't really know what's going on from the other side. Or from up here.
That's true. Caleb going to consult his hand a little bit. Might be talking to his old buddy Paul, too. Maybe the best way to approach this one. But right now, he's just trying to figure out how can I get this game over with before Kevin draws a Thalia or something that actually matters.
Yeah, Kevin being down 2 Green Sun Zenith means, the density of actual interaction here is very low. So I'm curious to see if he not only A, is he able to draw a piece of disruption, B, if Caleb's able to remove that piece of disruption and then win the game after that. This Ponder must be a big deal. That Lion's Eye Diamond might be giving him pause to try to figure out if he can win this turn.
Well, Caleb is certainly in the tank about what he wants to do here. No question. Not an easy Ponder. May have looked easy to the naked eye because LED and Preordain were involved. But it looks like still not sure. You don't normally see Caleb take this long a decision like this, given his expertise with this archetype. But he is very, very unsure of himself. All right, he's going to keep that card. Well, we got a little update here for you in the middle. Burn going to take down Paul Muller playing Storm. Something we had a feeling would happen.
That's the Dallas I remember.
That's right. This place likes mountains. They're going to light you up.
Basic Mountain is their god.
That's right. They're going to light you up.
And I'm talking about, of course, Patrick Sullivan.
Yeah.
We're not worthy.
Yeah. I will burn you alive. The Fort Worth Convention Center, it's a mountain city.
I heard that a lot of LGSs, they actually have Ross Merriam's framed face when Patrick Sullivan fire blasted him to death.
Oh, we're just selling those pictures?
I know. Someone
just printing them off?
They stole them.
Okay.
And then they printed them off.
Just making lithographs of that?
They just have Patrick sign them every time he comes.
Yeah. That'll be on the next weekly sale. So we're going to sacrifice a Misty Rainforest. Okay, so this is neat. Kevin found a wasteland to go along with his Raymond Excavator. So we can get a little loop going. The little lock.
Yeah, he can't play multiple lands in the same turn. Like, we see Todd Stevens do this a lot in Modern with Azusa. I forget the Lost but Seeking.
There you go. Still employed.
Wow, really?
I'm a harsh judge.
Kamigawa Legends? You're really just going to – that's your line?
Bro, you played then. I know you did.
That's fine. Okay, let's say –
Also, it's been reprinted.
Hidetsugu.
This isn't about me.
Oh!
There's a Cabal Ritual being cast. And there's multiple Hidetsugus, okay? Are we talking about the second right? Are we talking about the 5-mana 4/3?
Oh, yeah, what's his name?
How do you know it's a... I don't know if it's a him or a her, and that doesn't matter because Caleb's getting out storm counters. Storm counters are going off. That's what matters right now. Todd.
All right.
Okay.
Let's divert back to the match of Magic, I guess.
That people came
I owned you
see.
so hard.
I don't know what you're talking about. Chromox, Imprint Echoing Truth. Lion's Eye Diamond.
So Kevin here is trying to figure out when he should use Surgical Extraction. I'm not sure that there's going to be a great spot to use it. He can take away like Cabal Ritual here, but I think Caleb just has access to enough mana that it's not going to matter.
Also, it's unclear if Kevin can have any responses here. I don't think so.
He could respond to the Infernal Tutor.
I suppose that's true.
He can also respond to the Past in Flames once it's cast. Like, you can't respond to discarding with Lion's Eye Diamond because it's a mana ability, but the way that the Storm deck works, you cast Infernal Tutor and you maintain priority, which you are allowed to do, and that's how Lion's Eye Diamond works very well with Infernal Tutor.
So you threw me off there with the Hidetsugu thing for a minute.
Yeah, and you just looked up on
No,
your
I
phone.
didn't. I did not actually.
Okay.
I did not. See, it's because there's nothing after the comma. Because there is no comma. It's Heartless Hidetsugu.
Okay, so there's something before Hidetsugu.
But you said Hidetsugu, comma. I came with Hidetsugu, Sugu. What kind of word is that?
I'm assuming Japanese because it's
made
a
up
Kamigawa block card.
That's why you threw me off, because I was trying to think what comes after the comma, but there is no comma.
Okay.
You just got jammed.
Oh, wait, maybe that was a time travel card in reference to Kamigawa. I actually don't even recall.
No, so there you go.
I've been playing Magic for too long.
Saved it. I came back here. All right, I Googled it. I Googled it. I'm not going to lie. I have no shame here. I Googled it. That's a Magic card.
Yeah, I have cast that card quite a few times. That was back in the day where you could mana burn yourself. So once you knew your opponent had that card in their deck, you basically made sure you were never at 10 life. You would gladly go to 9 just so you didn't get bonked on.
This is the ultimate Gachu card. There's been a lot of Gachu cards in Magic history. Censor, Force Spike, Rune Boggle, stuff like that. This is the ultimate.
So it looks
Mind
like
Blaze.
It looks like Surgical actually playing a pretty big role here in this particular spot. Caleb basically being forced to go get Ad Nauseam as opposed to Past in Flames because the Infernal Tutor was the only tutor in his graveyard.
Yep.
So if he casts Past in Flames, Kevin can actually Surgical Extraction the Infernal Tutor, and then all Caleb has left after that is some draw cards like with Ponder and such, as well as mana producers.
Down to 9. Make it 8. Oh, boy.
That's a lot. But with access to the Lotus Petal, this might be enough to justify stopping once he gets down to around 1 life, maybe 2. If he flips off an Ad Nauseam or a Past in Flames here, he just dies.
Yep. Tendrils, too.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. Is making this many goblins going to do it?
Well, he has enough.
Oh, now that he found the Lotus Petal, yeah. So
yeah,
he could go.
He's got 1 black floating, 2 Lotus Petals, and a Chromox. What's the storm? 5, so that'd be 6, 7. That'd be like 9. That's a lot of goblins. It's a lot of goblins.
That's 8, right? 2 petals and then the empty itself.
So 5, petal, 6, 7, empty 8. Yeah.
If I think I would gamble a little bit. I don't know that 16 is enough.
I want to keep going.
But it could be enough over the course of 2 turns. So. He could also just lose. If he hits the wrong card, the match ends.
Okay, he stopped.
Okay. So Storm 6.
I think 18 goblins is probably good enough here, right?
I'm fine with it. It's 16.
16, sorry. You're right.
It might actually end up being another if he plays the surgical extraction.
Yeah.
There's no reason for him to play the surgical extraction, though. It doesn't actually do anything.
Because taking brainstorms or preordains doesn't matter.
If there's a Lotus Petal already in the graveyard, he could surgical the one out of Caleb's hand, and that actually knocks his whole combo off.
Ooh, there might be a surgical in the graveyard.
Lotus Petal?
Or a Lotus Petal in the graveyard. Surgical.
I mean, the way that this is playing out, there has to be a Lotus Petal in the graveyard that I maybe I just missed.
No,
Because-
he like used it. I'm pretty sure he used it when he was going off. But we can confirm what surgical extraction is targeting. Ask our table spotter here. So it's targeting Brainstorm. I'm surprised he's responding with Brainstorm. Since he could just empty. I mean, there's some upside.
I guess if he hits a land, he can still empty, so that's okay. He gets to use the card in his hand. It generates 2 more goblins. Most of his deck at this point is just mana.
This also assumes that he hasn't played a land for the turn.
I'm pretty sure he hasn't. This is his turn 3. Or sorry, his turn 4. He got wastelanded last turn. Oh, I think he might have actually... Huh. No, I think he did play... he got the Volcanic at the beginning of this turn. This has been a long turn.
Yeah. So the Brainstorms are gone.
Yeah, he might actually just die next turn. Does he have another Ritual in hand? No, he's short because he cast the Brainstorm. And now he's got to remember if he played a land this turn.
Yeah, he's pointing to the Volcanic.
I'm
pretty sure he played that.
Yeah. And now he's just going to die. I mean, unless he hits something bananas here off of the stacking a Lotus Petal and hitting like a Dark Ritual or off of the Preordain, he can't empty anymore.
And he can't pass in Flames either? Yeah. Huh.
It's like a slight misstep from the Storm Master.
Hard deck to play.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people don't play it. So, yeah, it's got to be preordained now.
Yeah. Ritual or Busto.
Unless he hasn't played. Maybe he hasn't played a land?
I'm not a scientist, but I think he played a land.
I'm not positive. Because the turn's been so long. So here's a preordain. So now there is, I don't know, that's a Dark Ritual.
Attention Magic players, Anthony Tejeda, please report to the main
Now they're an empty? Okay, sure.
I think they were just trying to... They weren't casting things out of the graveyard. They were trying to figure out if Pass and Flames was worth casting to try to get off. But I think they were short on mana. But they're just making a ton of U's.
Yay.
Maybe this is why we shouldn't watch Legacy, you know?
Why?
Because he just spent 15 minutes or whatever on one turn, and he didn't even win the game that turn. There's still just a chance he loses.
No, there should be more Legacy always. Legacy is the best. There's not enough Legacy.
I mean, I think that there is a lot of sweet interaction in Legacy, and a lot of the games are fun. But, like, decks like Storm just taking forever to combo off and not even killing you is just pretty annoying.
Well, the reason you see the players, the reason you see the players standing up is because Patel did win his match over Austin Collins. Bant Nexus took care of Red Black